don't care about, to me personally, I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of people don't care about, to me personally, I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of people don't care about what's happening to you personally on this case because I think they want retribution for what they believe you were guilty of in the first case. Because this is cut and dry wrong. What they did in this case is absolutely wrong. 100%. And the only way somebody can stand beside this is if they believe you were guilty in the first situation.
That's correct.
But go ahead. They're all ears, brother.
About to tell you is approved by my lawyer, and it's proof. Back in 2019, when I was first arrested, being held at the MCC jail in Chicago, before I had ever gone to trial, for 6 months straight, there was a federal BOP disciplinary hearing officer, whom the government is identifying only as Officer A. Officer A is a judge who works in the Bureau of Prisons. And for 6 months, Officer A was illegally accessing all of my restricted jail records, all of my recorded phone calls and emails. Not only did Officer A access them, but she accessed them 153 times during the course of 6 months while working at the Thompson Correctional Center in Illinois. That's the same correctional center that was shut down because of all of the corruption that was going on there. Now, according to a search warrant that was executed on BOP officers A desktop computer, after accessing my jail records, Officer A sent my jail records to her own personal Gmail account. But after Officer A did that, she didn't stop there. She tore off every corner of every page where the dates and times would have been, then gave all of my restricted jail records to a very influential blogger by the name of Tasha K, who not only illegally received all of my federal jail records, but Tasha K stated out of her own mouth while doing her podcast that she shared all of my restricted jail records with federal witnesses in my New York and my Illinois case. Now, just let me stop there for a second. Tasha K said this out of her own mouth. It's on video. There was a search warrant that signed off by a federal judge. The search warrant shows you how Officer A illegally accessed my jail records, my phone calls and emails, and gave them to the blogger Tasha K. They can't do that. It's a federal crime. Once Officer A, who had nothing to do with any of my cases and was not authorized to access any of my federal law enforcement information, once she did that, she broke the law. Once Officer A sent my jail records to her own personal Gmail account, she broke the law. Soon as Officer A gave my recorded phone calls and all of my private emails to an internet blogger, she broke the law. Soon as Tasha K received federal restricted information from Officer A, Tasha K broke the law. And Tasha K broke the law. This call is from a federal prison. And Tasha K broke the law when she shared all of my federal jail records with the federal witnesses in my very high-profile case, which is witness tampering. Officer A was providing Tasha K with the jail records back in 2019. Tasha K was sharing all of my jail records back in 2019. Officer A and Tasha K's criminal activity were reported by a BOP officer back in 2019. And the search warrant on Officer A was executed back in 2020. Now, I know some may ask, what does that mean? Well, it means if in 2019, before I had ever gone to trial, BOP Officer A was stealing my jail records, giving my jail records to the blogger Tasha K, and Tasha K was sharing my jail records with the government witnesses. The same witnesses that's on my case, in which one of those witnesses was my girlfriend at the time, who I had lived with for 5 years, who became a witness testifying against me after seeing all of the jail records that was provided by DOP Officer A and Blogger Tasha K. By them committing these federal crimes back in 2019, way before I had went to trial, I should have never gone to trial because my girlfriend, who I was living with, was still supporting me, even after I was arrested, until she was shown all of my jail records, phone calls and emails between me and my other girlfriend, provided by the BOP Officer A and Tasha K. Because of their actions, my girlfriend became the government star witness, 90% of my whole case, and God knows who else. Now, I want everybody to know, I want to be clear, I am 1,000 well aware of the charges that was brought against me. And me and my attorneys are fighting that, and we have appeals pending. But I'm just trying to uncover the true and proven facts about the crimes that were committed during my trial by Officer A and Tasha K. By this BOP Officer A and Tasha K, in which neither of them were ever charged. Look, anybody can get charged for anything at any given time. But no matter what the charge may be, it does not mean that the person is always guilty of those particular charges, which is why that person is entitled to having his or her due process on a fair trial. The law cannot break the law to influence the outcome of a trial. The law, meaning a BOP, federal disciplinary hearing officer, cannot steal federal information, jail records, give them to the government witnesses to secure a conviction against me or anybody else. And if they did it, then they should be charged and held accountable, just like they want everybody else to be held accountable. I know some people may not like me, hate me, don't want to listen to my music, have their opinion about me, and that's fine. But in all fairness, if the jury had known that a federal BOP officer had stolen my federal restricted information and given it to the witnesses in that very same trial that they were sitting in, I believe my trial would have went a whole nother way.
Let me ask you this, brother. Do you think, because a lot of people say they think it's a conspiracy, it's like split. Do you think they're trying to keep you locked away so they can get your masters, keep your masters?
I don't know what they're doing. All I know, Kwame, is the law broke the law, and nobody seems to care. But I'm going to continue to speak that the law broke the law. What I just said, everything I just said, anybody want to say, hey, that doesn't make sense, go right ahead, but it makes all the sense in the world to me because I know my story. I know people don't, some people don't like me or may have opinions about me. They're entitled to those opinions, but at the end of the day, my constitutional rights are supposed to look like their constitutional rights. My due process is supposed to look like their due process. There should not be a celebrity version of the Constitution or the due process.
Do you really believe that? Because I said that 2 years ago. I said the criminal justice system, they poach off celebrities. Everybody want to call it a celebrity. They got the whole world making money off taking pictures, arresting, doing whatever to celebrities, fighting celebrities and suing them. You really believe that, huh?
It's obviously a fact. I mean, look at me. I mean, you cannot steal jail records, show them to a girlfriend, turn her into a witness, a 95% witness in a case. You can't do it. It's illegal. It's witness tampering. I'm going to call you back, man. It's going to hang up. I'm going to call you in 15 minutes.
Here we go now. Come on. Now, everything that Kels just said right there was exactly what I was talking about the first time around. They're out to get him. They got him in their scopes, and that is that. He's been in their scopes for a very long time. People who were mad about the first case and felt he got away with it. I told you in the first case, a lot of the stuff they said he did. I know the first girl that ever sued him. Okay, she already identified herself. She this she lived on my block. Me and her lived on the same block. So that's how I know her. Know her sister, knew the friends, like two of them that was on that show. I can't believe they got her to appear on the show. And actually, they did a way where she was talked around, but to get her on that show, she would never do anything like that. So I was like, wow. They reached out to me. So I know somebody reached out to Tasha K and got her that information because they reached out to me and they asked me did I about my videos I had made about the previous old case that they're trying to dig up. I was asked information. Did I want to come to New York and participate in what ended up becoming Surviving R. Kelly? I said no. They talked to my lawyer, who's now deceased, and I said, you talk to them. I don't want to have anything because they were being so jaded as far as they couldn't say the dollar amount they were going to pay me or anything of that nature. I have to have my lawyer speak to them, who's now deceased. Rest in peace, Mike. But that made no sense to me. It was quite interesting what they were doing because I'm like, why are they bringing this up now when all these girls are legal? They're legally of age. These people are living with him in their own rights. They can because they were of age. So I didn't even understand what he was being charged of this time around. And it seems like they're digging information from your old case, well, his old case, and bringing it up now. And this is when I told him he should run. When they raided his studio and tried to say, oh, we're shutting his studio down because it has a sleeping quarters in there. It has a couch. And they considered the couch a sleeping quarters because it had a couch. That's when I said he should run. I advised that he do what Russell Simmons had done and get out of the country. Back in 2019, I was saying he should go. Kelz should just break, because it is not going to make any sense. Now, this thing with Tasha K. I don't really deal with Tasha K. I know KB went on her show. She interviewed him. That's fine. But she seemed to be engulfed in a lot of controversy, um, a lot of things that are like really jaded with a lot of people. So I choose to stay out of her lane and don't deal with her at all. because she's got her hands in a lot of things that I feel like goes beyond just reporting on something. So I just stay out of it. And things are happening around her right now that may be because of her own doing. So we're just gonna keep that one there as we keep moving forward. But you can see what I mean. Like, it's not hard to figure out. Now, what people did not understand. People did not understand because the main reason that we didn't work towards any type of resolution is because everybody involved in that R. Kelly situation with the lawyer is because I didn't want to do it. My lawyer was like, I'm trying to get a dollar amount out this guy and see if it's going to be worth your time. I was like, I don't even want the money. I just want you to make them go away. I keep telling this dude, no, he don't seem to get it. I don't even trust him. Wants me to go to New York. But here was a very interesting name that they also brought up. Jay-Z. They wanted me to come to New York to talk about two things in particular. R. Kelly and Jay-Z. Now, as I sat there and I said, I don't know if this is a trap or what the heck this is. So I'm going to let my lawyer talk to them from now on. Because the first thing is who gave you my number? And then he said, I wouldn't be doing my job. I wouldn't be good at doing my job if I couldn't get your number. And I was like, I don't like the way that sounds. So I wasn't doing it anyway. I didn't care what the amount was. So I said, you know what? I'm going to let you talk to my lawyer, meaning that this is the last time you're going to talk to me. So you'll be talking to my lawyer from here on out. And him and my lawyer was going. My lawyer was trying to drill him to like get the money out. But they's like, we can discuss that once you get to New York. And I'm like, no, don't even take that. Blow that off. Then I mentioned it in a video and they got pissed. Now, if everything what Kelz says is 100% accurate, then he is absolutely right. Officer A violated everything in the law, first by illegally accessing sealed documents. By Illinois law, there has to be a presence where it is signed off by judges and everything to access these records. You got to have a damn good reason to be able to unseal these records. Someone broke into R. Kelly's home and actually stole out of his house all kind of items, videotapes, and everything else. And miraculously, some of these people dropped them off at certain places. The Chicago Sun-Times had someone who was venomously going after R. Kelly or Kelz. They had everybody tuned into him in the city. The way Kim Fox adamantly made him target number one in her statements as her biggest thing to date is to get rid of him. I knew it was a problem. I said, this is a major problem. And That that was evident. Now, that first trial damn near bankrupt him to the core. He gave up I Believe I Could Fly. He gave up like all of his major songs during the first trial. To rebound from that, to come all the way back out of that was amazing. And now this time around, he hadn't done anything. I'm really shocked. Like I said, I was shocked. But from what he did in the past, or anything that he done that he went to court for already, and people might be mad he got off, and in public opinion, they're not gonna give him a second look. This is it. So this is probably as far as they're gonna get. So it's pretty weird, but it is what it is right now. It's a mess. It is a huge mess, and everybody assumes that, you know, Tasha K is gonna come after Kwame, but I wouldn't do that if I was her. But hey, you know, she can do what she want. But I'm gonna tell you like this: that's a man, and as a man, he got the right to speak his piece. He didn't never say anything against that woman. And shouts out to Kwame for landing this and bringing this to his platform. You know, I nearly stayed clear of the mess that was going on there for the longest period of time. I didn't want to have nothing to do with it because it was going to bring a lot of attention that I didn't want. Plus, at that time, he was aligning himself with the choke dude, choke no joke. So I really wasn't having anything to do with it because I'm like, oh no, he didn't fell into that web. So we'll see where things end up. You know, I'm a dip for right now. I'm gonna come back when I got some more to talk about, but right now that's where it is. All right, love, peace, and hair grease. Tell me what y'all think. Don't forget to follow Kwame Brown Bus Life for giving and thank him for that giving us that amazing content to even be sitting here thinking about. But how could there even be a trial if that actually happened in that format? How could it be? That makes no sense to nobody, shape, or form. That makes no sense. So, respectfully, I'm out.